What is going on, guys? It is Jamil with MILMID Studios. Check this out. This thing is a beast. This is the RF 100 to 500. This thing can reach out and touch whatever you want it to. Beautiful lens. I actually picked it up used, got a pretty good price for it, if I do say so myself. Gigi is very excited to hold my mic. But right now, we are on the way to pick up a special lens, an RF 100 to 500, 4.5 to 7.1. It is used, great condition. I think we got a pretty good price on it. Really happy about this. Let me know what you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see street photography with this beast? It'd be funny to try to be subtle with this thing, with the R3 or even the R6 Mark II. I was also thinking about doing a portrait comparison with this guy. Let me know in the comments what you want to see with this 100 to 500. Beautiful lens, super sharp. Oh my gosh, love it. Now, before we get into this video, I got a package from Amazon and I want to open it up. As you guys may know, I just hit 3,000 subs. Thank you so much. And also thank you for those of you who have supported this project, Japan 35 through 35 and Yellowknife 35 through 35. You guys have been so good. They're available on Amazon. Links are in the description. Visit www.milmidstudios.com. There are also links on my website to help you get your copy to support this channel. Thank you. So I have a stack of Yellowknife 35 through 35 that came in fresh off the press. And these are going to be the copies that I send out to my subscribers. Now, as you guys know, I just hit 3K subs. You guys are awesome. The support is splendid. Thank you so much. I am humbled. I recently did a giveaway video where there were two giveaways. One ended on the 30th of June, and there's one that's ongoing. And essentially what that entails is if you purchase one of these guys on Amazon and you write a review, reach out to me on Instagram or milmidstudios@gmail.com and I will send you the version that you did not buy. And if you'd rather a t-shirt, I'll send you one of those as well. So this copy is going to be going out to Avery. Thank you so much, Avery, for your support and for your review on Japan 35 through 35. Greatly appreciated, man. There's a little sneak peek. One of the houseboats in Yellowknife. Okay, so let's get into this video. We're going to be looking at generative AI. We're going to actually do a walkthrough on how I use it in a particular photo that I took recently. I really am eager to hear your take on generative AI, the use of AI in photography, post-production, editing, all that stuff. Let me know what you think. Is it destroying the art of photography or is it taking us to another level? I'm sort of on the fence still, but let me know, guys. Thank you so much. Let's get into the video. Right now we are in Adobe Lightroom Classic and we're going to be exploring this guy, generative AI, the early access in Adobe Lightroom. Now, I've used it once before in an image, but this time I wanted to walk through with you guys the process, my editing process, as well as how I would utilize generative AI in this sort of scenario. Now, there's a lot of debate, a lot of conversation, a lot of discussion about generative AI and AI in general when it comes to the creative space, specifically when we're talking about photography. On one side of the aisle, there are people who are purists when it comes to photography and any sort of manipulation, taking people out, taking things out of the image. It's compromising the integrity of the art of photography, of photographing what is, taking that photojournalistic sort of approach. The people on the other side of the aisle may be saying, hey, this could actually be good for photography. This could be good for creatives and for, elevating our art by utilizing technology, this amazing technology really, to really just peak our photography or peak our art. So, I sit somewhere in the middle. I really do appreciate the photojournalistic approach and philosophy when it comes to photography, just photographing what is. My stance on this whole thing, I'm still trying to really figure out where I stand, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, even editing a photo like the one that you're seeing on the screen right now, that is manipulating light, yes, using a digital process. So kind of, this discussion is where do you draw that line? And, feel free to drop a line in the comment with your take on AI and photography. If we're moving in a positive direction with AI or if AI is actually a threat to the creative process. Okay, so enough of that. This is what the image looked like raw, the raw DNG file. Now, it's a cool picture. Obviously, this isn't really aligned because this was a hip-fired shot. I was using the Leica M11P with the TT Artisan 28mm f5.6. Now, this lens tends to flare and haze when you shoot into direct sunlight. The sun was right up here. So when you shoot into that light, it tends to make these sorts of hazy artifacts. Now, I actually liked what it did here in this picture. I thought it was pretty cool, and I kind of envisioned how I wanted to edit it. It's sort of a dreamy glow, and this little kid in the middle of kicking his ball, I think it was a really cool picture and a really cool frame. What I would say is, if I'm thinking about being creative, if I'm thinking about making this photograph art, there are a few things in this picture that kind of take away from that. These people over here, they sort of take away from the look I'm going for. This group over here, they kind of take away from it as well. I think it would be really cool if it was just this kid kicking the ball in this vast area all alone. So let's go through my editing process. The first thing I'm going to do is auto adjust. Then I'm going to just adjust the composition slightly. Even this looks a little, I think I'm just going to go like so. I don't know if my eyes are slanted, but that looks a bit better. So what I would generally do for photos, I have my presets. Spontaneous is one that I really like. And typically the way that I would work this is I would actually adjust the white balance for the style and the aesthetic that I want. Decrease the exposure, increase the contrast to my liking. We probably lift the shadows a little bit. But in this case, I don't know if I want to go with color. In this case, I want to use a black and white preset. What do we have here? Overcast 01. Now, we're going to have to work this image. And the way that I use presets, it's literally just a starting point for me. The more I look at this, the more slanted it looks. Okay, so as you can see, we're overexposed in quite a few areas, so I'll bring down my highlights. Even still, my whites are a little high, so I could bring those down, bring a little bit more drama into this photo. Contrast, we want to push that a bit. We're going to hit our blacks a little bit, adjust the exposure. Going to make a radial mask around this kid, invert it. There we go. And then I actually want to accentuate this glare, this flare. Just like so. We will probably have to adjust this, but bear with me. Just like that. We're going to go to dehaze. Let's see what that looks like. So dehaze will actually kind of get rid of the flare a little bit, but I kind of want to accentuate it. Not too much though. I'm going to make another mask, a radial mask. Just down here. And we're going to drop the exposure just a touch. Drop the shadows just a touch. We're starting to make progress. Now let's see if this actually catches this little guy. No, so the AI for masking didn't identify him as the target. This portion of the bench is the main subject according to AI. So we're going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to manually select this kid using the brush. It's not going to be perfect. Okay, that's good enough for me. So I'm going to increase the shadows, increase the contrast, and that's good. So this is a pretty good place. I like the colors, I like the shadows, I like the light placement. I kind of like how this looks right here. See if we can give the trees a little bit more character in the back. There we go. Okay, so this image, it looks pretty good. I like the way the photo looks. Maybe I can make a few minor adjustments here and there, but the major thing is for my vision for this image, when I took it, I want to get rid of the people inside the photo. Okay, so that's where generative AI comes in handy. Obviously, you can use Photoshop if you are proficient. I'm self-taught when it comes to Photoshop, so my skills, I'm more of a novice when it comes to Photoshop. So this sort of works for me. So we have this brush. We're not using the healing tool. We're using this tool right here. Generative AI is clicked. As you can see, this is early access. The brush size, we can adjust. Opacity, I have it 100%. So let's see what happens when we select. I guess we'll take a shadow as well. We select this group. Okay, and we're gonna go, it's on add, and I'll say apply. Let's see what happens. That's pretty incredible. There is one issue. No, there's no issue. Okay, so if we look to the right side of the photo, in the shadows, we do have a group of people. And we're gonna do the same thing with this generative AI. We're gonna hit apply. We'll see what happens. Just like that. And just like that, the image has changed quite dramatically in terms of the mood that it gives off. Just add a bit of vignetting to add drama. And for little guy, I think we're going to add clarity. I think that's perfect. And there you have it. This is sort of what I pictured when taking this photo. Again, there may be questions or debates or conversations on whether this sort of technique is even photography or if it's digital design. I don't know. It's questionable, right? And you know, for anyone who's skeptical, I do appreciate the skepticism as well, because I think that there's a place for this, but I also think that there should also be a disclaimer if these pictures are posted, which I know that Instagram has taken initiative on doing. So I think as long as there's transparency, that's the best thing, and that's the key. Thank you guys so much again. Remember, the best gear is the gear you have, and the best photos are the ones you take. Don't forget to keep on shooting.